Hello, everybody. I'm Gerone Wright here again, and you're joining me once again in another amazing video. I'm presenting here on my Geronification YouTube channel. Okay, and in this video we're going to be in the Asian Pacific. Okay, and at Sri Lanka. Okay, basically in this video. There's an ancient city there. I believe it's, if I'm pronouncing it right, Sigiriya. That's atop this giant megalithic mountain. It's this structure above this mountain, and it towers above that area. Okay. Now, I want to in this video, I'm going to be divulging revealing some very interesting points about our ancient history and how it was actually tainted and concealed. Now, first I want to make this point very clear. Sri Lanka, not Sri Lanka, Sigiriya, this place is supposedly had been discovered in 1831. 1831, and by no other than who? Not the Asian people. They didn't discover it. Outsiders discovered this place. And it makes me angry because this is always the case in everything. How come not the indigenous people of these places are not the ones that are discovering what they're supposed to be discovering of their own culture? The same thing in Africa, the same thing in America. It's everywhere. It's like outsiders come in and they are the first ones. It's almost like virgin soil, and they're the ones that actually come in and say, hey, we discovered this. And they bring in their team of experts, and then this is what it is. It is what it is, in other words. You see what I'm saying? Now, in this case, in the Pacific, in the Asian Pacific, in Sigiriya, this is all Asian now, Buddhist temple, the whole nine, and long and behold, a British officer, Major Jonathan Forbes, in 1831, is the person that first discovered this place. Now, could you imagine what was possibly there? Now check this out. Now the plot thickens. This is where this gets ugly at, people. Now, it wasn't until, now remind you that this Major Forbes discovered this place in 1831, and then it wasn't until 1890, almost 60 years later, or 59 years later, that a small-scale archaeological expedition began on this place. So what in the world happened between all of that time? I can tell you what happened. They defaced this place. They destroyed the evidence of who these people actually were, how they evolved to what they were. It took them almost 59, 60 years for them to rape and rob the Asian people of their culture, of their ancient culture and identity. Almost 59, 60 years to undo what was done here. The British people. This British, because it was a British officer, so now I can say the British people. Now, this is not the norm, because this is also the same thing that has happened in Africa, people, and other places that hold the secret, the keys to the origins of mankind. These people go in and destroy it. Now, I'm going to show you. I'm not going to just talk for talk. I'm going to walk the walk with this. Now, let's look at this. First of all, I have a problem with. They're identifying these objects as skulls. Not as skulls, I'm sorry, as lion feet. I'm sorry about that, because I see skulls too. That's the reason why the word skulls came out. Unbeknown to those that try to cover up and conceal all of this, that the people, the ancient ancestors that created this, were that of a genetic origin of that of a reptilian ancestor our ape ancestor, and through those genetic beings, they created multi-dimensional creations, structures, paintings that later would be identified by those that actually knew what this is genetically, or genetically linked to this all, which I am. I'm telling you that I am, through my paranormal experience and encounter, I am with a multi-dimensional sense of being, a multi-dimensional sense of awareness, and I can see things in this image. I can see things. Now, it may sound crazy at first, it may sound strange. Like, I mean, I see skulls, I see evolution of these people, an evolutionary passage. I see a window in this, okay? But I'm going to take you to just a couple things. I'm gonna take you through just some of the things that I see, and then I'm gonna take you to inside. I'm gonna take you outside, and then I'm gonna take you inside on a journey. Now, mind you, I've never been to this place, but mentally, spiritually, I'm there, and I understand what's happening here. Now, I'm sending a clear message to the Asian people and to all of those that watch my videos. Pay attention to this, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something. People, we all know what lion's feet look like. Asian people, that is not no lion's foot. We all know what a reptile's foot look like. How in the world do you let these British people come in and tell you, the experts, and tell you that that's a lion's foot? People tell me that you don't see a reptile's foot. This is not a lion's foot. This is a reptile's foot. I mean, any lay person can see that. It angers me that you allow for someone, an outsider, to come in and tell you that this is a lion's foot. Now, there's lion's feet on the Great Pyramid in Giza. Not the Great Pyramid. The Sphinx, the Great Sphinx in Giza. Now, this is not no lion's foot. This is a reptile's foot. This looks like a foot of a reptile. Look, people. Now, they're saying that there's a lion's head there. If there is a lion's head there, then it was altered, or the lion's head is there as being bridged over, and the reptile's head that these feet belong to was removed, destroyed. These are not lion claws. These are reptile claws, people. Now, I just wanted to point that out, because that's obvious. And anybody that believes that these are lion feet are just as crazy and out of their mind as the people is that wanted you to believe this, that pulled the veils over your eyes. If I pulled up some turtle's feet and some lion's paws, these feet would look closer to that of a turtle than it would to a lion or any other reptile. Because that's what they are. They are reptilian feet. Because these are the ancestors from which we actually evolved. Okay, let me go, because I'm getting excited here. This video is going to be intense. I can tell that already. All right, I want to show you something else about these feet. Now, remember I said that this place was altered? They destroyed it. And this is why it took 60 years after this place was discovered, for a real archaeological dig to be going on here. This place was so high up, for them to cart away and steal, and I'm accusing that of Britain, because their British officers what discovered it. It took them, this place is so high up, I think they said it's like 500 feet or maybe higher above in fact it's higher than that in altitude, being up. And on this mountaintop, I wish I would have brought down a picture, but this place is high up in the air, people. It took them all of that time to cart away and haul away the riches and the identities of these people. That's what this is all about. Stolen identity. It took almost 60 years for these people to steal, and then let archaeologists come in 60 years later. Now, 60 years later, after this is all defaced, all destroyed, Let me show you what we got. Let me show you the evidence of what I'm stating as being true. Let's take this so-called foot over here that I can actually clearly see a skull in as well too. I know how we were created, people, so therefore I know the skulls of our ancestors as well too. Okay, but I'm going to show you something. All through here, I can see multi-dimensional faces. All through this mountainside, I can see multi-dimensional faces and evidence of their presence because I am paranormally linked to this stuff. I'm going to take you here first, on top of this supposedly lion's paw, which I'm telling you is a reptilian paw because I know how we evolved. I know how our ancestors evolved. Okay, so therefore I can pick this all apart. But I'm going to take you here first. I'm going to bring up a larger image. And I actually made my highlights on it. And I wish I would have actually printed. This is what I see on this paw. I wonder if I can bring that up. I should have printed that at first because I wanted to give you here. Right there. On this paw right here. On this reptile's paw. I know that ape evolved through that creature. So look at here, people. There's nothing there. When you Google these images, I want you to look at this real close. You see what? All you see is a paw. They tell you it's a lion paw. I know that it's reptile's paw. Now check this out. I want to show you something about that supposedly paw. I know that ape evolved through a chain of events with our reptile ancestor. So therefore, I can bring you up an ape on this reptile's paw. Okay? Now, I'm going to do just that. I'm going to bring up another image, a closer image. I wish I would have actually had done that before I actually did this, but I'm going to show you something. I'm going to bring up a closer image. Look at what I highlighted there, people. These are just my markings on here. Let me bring this back so you can see that paw. You see the paw? Here there's a hump right there. People, notice that all of this, there's the paws. Notice that all of this is missing, been removed. Look. All of this is missing. Gone. Carted away. A sculpture of this creature. And then this is the reason why now they're calling these lion paws, because they knew that there was a reptile here. And it was chipped away. But I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something because these creatures, our ancestors, was clever in leaving behind informations and that were more, what should I say? More in a directional of pointing those to the truth than, and seemingly knowing that peoples would come along to deface and try to destroy who they genetically were. Okay, they knew, and this is why their identities were, why they actually showed all of these multidimensional images, because nothing meant more than who they genetically were. I hope I get this right, because I'm getting all over the place here. All right, let me show you something. There's an ape right here. On the back of the ape's head is the head of a dinosaur. Now this is in the rock. This is what I can see. Now, those lines, all I did was follow the lines. There's the eye socket. There's the cheekbones. Okay. There's the nostril area. And then there's the ape's mouth. Right there. Now, when you Google this image and go to this left paw over here. Right here, this left paw of they wanted you to believe is a lion. I'm telling you that this is a reptile's paw. You will see where the face and the image of the ape was removed. But every line that I put right there, all I did was just enhance what is already there. Look, the cheekbones, the ape's strong face structure, its skeletal structure, like if its muscular face, it's all right there. There's the eye, there's the eyebrow, there's the strong forehead. All of this is there. There's the mouth. Look at this. Even the top lip. And it's facing those stairways. Now, what else is there? Well, these multi-dimensional images are everywhere. Showing you how on this paw, how ape emerged from that of that reptile ancestor. On this side, there would be image of man, which was actually altered. And this is why these paws are so dramatically changed. Now, those that deface this image do not realize that there are little clues and little hints that our ancestors, they made sure that in the event that something like this happened, evidence will be left behind. Now, this is the ape that I highlighted here for you. Now, when you Google this image, you can Google Sri Lanka, the Sigiriya cave find, okay, mountain find there, and you'll actually see this. So now that I'm showing you an ape, do me a favor and just print it out, or just take your pencil or your and just do the lines, the cheekbone, the eye socket, and all of that. Now, don't try to see the dinosaur in the back, because that's a plus that I actually put on there, because I know that this creature represents that of our ancient dinosaur. But I guarantee you that you will be able to highlight, just as I did, an ape right there. And all it is a clean surface of rock. But the rock is the face of the ape, because this creature emerged from our reptile ancestor. This is not a lion's paw. This is a reptile's paw. And this is where this ape emerged from in a genetic bridging process. Now, that's our creature. That's our more primitive style. Well, let me show you the ape's face that we recognize, because this ape here is probably hard for you to digest, because I know who he is, and I know. Now, I'm going all over the place with this. Now, you start seeing. Now look, people, now this is a normal picture. This is not no Photoshop or nothing. So when you Google this image, I'm going to show you something else about this. How these idiots that defaced this had no idea that our ancestors were so clever to know that perhaps something like this would happen. And there is evidence everywhere of our ancestry. Notice right here, on this side of the staircasing, how there's cleverly like an opening of a mouth of an ape there. See the ape's nose, and then the ape's forehead. I didn't highlight that, but when you Google the image, look how there's cleverly a face of like that of an ape emerging on that side. Then when you go to this side, long and behold, there's a face of an image of a man. I'm at his mouth, his bottom lip, his chin, his nose, his eye. See the head? On this side of the state casing, where I actually highlighted this ape image right here on this reptile's paw, there's a long and behold, there's another image of an ape right there in the rocks alongside of the stairwell casing. And then on this side, which I identified as being that of the bridging of mankind and man's emerging, there's an image of a likeness of a man right there in the stairwell casing. Google the image and see it for yourself. Now, you never heard of that before until now, but yet I'm telling you that when you go to this image, you will see, now that I showed you, the face of an ape. The nostril, the eye socket, the strong cheekbones, and the ape's mouth right here. And if you really want to get into it, you can see almost as if the body of the ape is emerging from the claw of the reptile, and you'll see it, the reptile's foot, showing you and indicating that this creature emerged from our dinosaur ancestor. I can do this with Angkor Wat, with what's going on in Angkor Wat and Cambodia, and actually pretty much globally, people, the same exact thing. But I'm going to take you to some other stuff. I just wanted to highlight this for you. This is the interest way. Look at the paw. Look at that ape right there. And then look at down here where you see another face of an ape right here alongside of the stairwell. And then right here, a face of a man on this side. meaning that this creature, the ape, emerged from that of our dinosaur, shows you a line of the likeness of the ape changing and then subsequently becoming that of the image of man. Dinosaur to ape to ape's other likeness that we're very familiar with, and to showing you how it became that of man. Look at the face of the man there, people, right there. I didn't put that there. That's there already. When you Google this image, you're going to see it. Look. How can I do this, people? Look. Dinosaur's foot, a reptilian foot rather, which is that of a dinosaur, emerged ape, as ape is an ape morphing to that of the likeness of man, showing you the faces. And then over here, which possibly means that this stairwell casing is not even actually the stairwell casing that actually belongs to this. It was probably altered and is covering over other images, showing you that these creatures were British. It's showing you the genetic passage of these faces through images. Let's do this again. The foot of a reptile emerged that genetically of our reptilian ape ancestor, which I've discovered, and you can look at my videos, people. I have some very interesting video of our reptilian ape ancestor that nobody seemed to know about until I brought it along. Through the reptilian foot became our reptilian ape image. Look at this creature, people. Look at the mouth, the nostril, the eye. Look at that. Came our reptilian ape. Then the ape likeness that we recognize, so right here, this face right there sticking out the side there, people. And then the image of man. How in the world can I do that? Amazing, isn't it? Very, 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 very amazing. Now, I'm going to show you something else. So, I hope you're with me. Asian people, send your own archaeologists in there and undo this bull crap. If somebody don't stand the hell up, I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to look at y'all in the most craziest way. Tell these people to go to hell. Tell them that's not a lion's paw. Tell them that is a reptile's paw. You let these British people come in, and British people, I got mad love for you, but your earlier ancestors, our early ancestors, they had some shit with them. Yeah. They went around raping and robbing our world of its ancient history just to disguise and hide who we truly are. This place was discovered by a British officer, and it wasn't until 59, 60 years later that archaeologists was allowed to come in there. And that was only on a small scale. What in the hell do you think happened in 59 years that this place was not officially an archaeology site? I can tell you what happened. Everything of value was taken from that place and carted down that high-ass mountaintop that it was on, and it was defaced, destroyed. It took 50 plus years to undo what these people spent their lifetimes putting together, and possibly even longer. So everything about this place now has to be deemed unreliable. But I'm going to show you some things about that, because they left some interesting stuff behind that they don't know. Remember when I told you that our ancestors, see, what most people don't know is that, what I know about this is that our reptilian ancestors had reptilian vision. So people, this is why there are all of these multidimensional images. Now, through my paranormal experience and encounter, I have this mental reptilian sense of awareness and a reptilian sense of vision. So what these people created in drawings and paintings and everything, I can see. So I have a reptilian awakening in me, in other words, I like to say. So let me show you something about this. First of all, let me take you to our next image. And let me make sure that you've seen that ape with me, first of all. People, isn't that amazing? I'm going to bring that up again, because this is truly amazing. Look at this. When you Google this image, all you're going to see is a smooth stone area. And I'm telling you that all you have to do, and look, people, all I did, this is not no clever, look at what I did, people. I just took my pencil and just accented the strong features of what is already there. And these people wiped away when they came there to clean up this place. Look, it's the skeletal head of an ape. And the rock is its skin. All you have to do is go to the socket, put an eye there, put the line over its brow, forehead. That's it. Let me get off of that because that's just truly amazing. I'm going to get off of that. Alright? Now, I can do that with this entire front and all, but I'm going to leave that alone. Let me take you to the cave paintings on the inside. Now, it's my position that when this British officer discovered this place, soon thereafter, there became looting and robbing and suppression of an identity of the Asian people. So, I just showed you that on the outside, but I'm going to show you that on the inside. Here's some of the cave paintings on the inside. I'm going to start with my weakest one, and then I'll take you to my strongest one. So just bear with me, people. And I don't want to make this. I'm going to make this video. Here's some of the images that you can expect to find. Okay, they left these images of the women with their breasts all out and turned this into something sexual, a pleasure spot of a king. Yeah, made him into this pleasure palace, so to speak, up on top of this high mountain. Okay. What I'm telling you, that nothing meant more to our ancient ancestors than their genetic identity and who they were, because they were genetically bridging themselves from off of our ape ancestor to create other likenesses. And then that's what was more important to our people, more so than anything. But these are some of the images that you can see. Now I want to show you something that what was left behind. First of all, let me take you here. I'm going to take you to a larger. Oh, no, I don't want to take you there. Not yet. I don't want to take you there because okay, I'll take you here. It's my position that the people, the first discoverers of these caves, I'm telling you that there were more images surrounding them, and they just left the women. I'm telling you that there was a cleanup process going on, and all of the paintings, these paintings, there were images that were there. And if you think about it, it makes sense. Look at how there's discoloration around there. They took these paintings and removed images that show how these people, these Asian people, our ancestors, knew how to genetically bridge themselves from different likenesses. And this is why you have different skin pigmentations. Now, remember when I told you that that foot represent reptilian? That's why this Asian woman, she is green, because she is donning her reptilian bloodline. Notice how this one is looking more so like African, showing you who they genetically are. Now check this out, it even gets better. Here's another image, and it's showing you this is what this place is about. How these people emerged from their darker ancestral likenesses of that of their African ancestor. And it shows you how they genetically altered themselves to become lighter in version. And they're saying that they were bridged over reptilians. Their reptilian ancestor that they originated from. Remember when I told you that every 500 or 600 years, 600 years, that they can be reintroduced? We were created through these creatures, so there's a process that we can be rebridged back over. But you have to let the original process run its course first, 400 to 500 years respectively, and then it can be reintroduced. It's showing you that that's what's happening here, and this is why this woman is green in color. She is a representation of our reptilian ancestor. Now, I'm telling you that images were removed off the walls in the back. What was removed off the walls? Well, some of the creatures that we were bridged over are that of the favorite or most popular were that of the horse. Now, I wonder if you can see a horse there. I wonder if you can see this horse in a bigger image. Let me show you one image that was removed. I can see the back of a horse coming around to where the mane of the horse is right here. The horse's ears coming down, the horse's snout, and the horse has his face at this plate, and I see a horse's eye. And this was erased out of the image, because if you would see the horse there, then you would know that the horse, this person was bridged over the horse, and it calls for a genetic altering of mankind. Even here, look at this. There's an eye there. There's another snout. There's the mouth. And you know what it's showing you? That these creatures in the background was genetically bridged over these women to create a cocktail of genetics, which also subsequently caused from the likenesses to have these people come from their darkest versions of that of their African ancestor to the other likenesses that they are today in that Asian region of the world. Oh, okay. Let me. You said you want me to show you. Well, let's go to that wall. It gets better too, people. I'm just taking you round about right about now. I highlighted and accented some of that of the horse. Did I make it dark enough? Let's see. I may have to do it darker. You might be able to see my pencil lines on this. Let me see if I can bring that in closer. You might be able to see my pencil lines. Can you see that? Where I came over the back of the horse here with my pencil? Look at that. You see that? Right there? And then in the horse's mane, just like in Leonardo da Vinci's artwork and Michelangelo's and other Renaissance artists, in the horse's mane, you see a face of a mankind right there. The genetics showing you that these genetics are taking a path. And then I'm coming over the horse's head. Remember I told you the ears right there? And then the face of the horse. And see the eye up there? Look at there's the horse's nose opening right there. Look. Now check this out. Oh, here's the horse's front left leg right there coming down. Now check this out, people. Why is the fact that this is different in color? You know why? Because there was an erasure. You know, when we erase, you know how, look, I'm gonna see if I can do it there for you. See how where I erase that? Hold on. Let me do an erasure mark for you. When we do erasures, look, it creates a lighter area than that of what was actually there. I mean, what was from that, what was going on, you can't match what's going on. So the idiot that erased this horse left the silhouette of the horse's body there. And that's why this horse stands out. And the same thing was over here. There are creatures and animals because that's what was utilized to alter mankind's original genes. Can you see that, people? Let me bring that in closer again. Can you see that? Look at the horse. The idiot that he altered this image left the perfect silhouette of a horse, which insinuates that this woman was bridged over this animal. You see it, people? Way to go, Britain. Because you were the first there. You have to take the blame for this. You're going to take the fall for this. You're going to take the fall for this. I can read the images that are on these cave paintings. But it gets better. It always gets better. I saved the best for last. Now, let me tell you something, idiots, that deface these wonderful paintings that identified how mankind was genetically altered. Our ancestors that created these paintings had a multi-dimensional sense of vision through their reptilian ancestor, and therefore these paintings hold multi-dimensional images. So your desire for flesh and leaving behind lies, a conspiracy of lies saying that this is a pleasure palace for that king. Look, people. See how the erasure was around? Look at this, people. See how things were removed? Look at the different colorations. See that? How it was changed? But their lie is going to come back to bite them in the butt, because I'm going to show you something of what they missed. Remember when I said that it shows, these images show who they truly are? Well, look at her hand and the precise way that her hand is. You see that? How she's holding her hand, and this hand here. In this hand, you see the flower? These are represent altered genetics. There are multi-dimensional faces in there. I can draw you the faces because I know what they are. There's faces in there. And if you've seen my video here about Primavera by Botticelli, it's the same encryption style that's in his painting. So if you see my video on Botticelli, and I think it's the Primavera, you will see how to read this image, because this is an encryption style from our ancestors as well. Now, however, this woman is telling me how she is genetically altered, and what is here is confirmed up here. So all I have to do to show you, if I were to draw the faces out that are here and show you what she was trying to tell you by her hand, all I have to do, make sure I do this right, is where your face at, mother of creation? Oh, right here. There you go. There you go. Hold on. Let me turn it sideways so you can see. Right there. In her hair, which represents her genetic being, as we all know, because through your hair you can be genetically identified. This woman is telling you who she genetically is. Remember that hand that was down there? See the hand here? Coming over towards the hair. Now look at the face of this old woman here. You see that? Bottom lip, nose, and all that. Now get this, people. Check this out. It gets better. In her own face, of this face as a whole, there's a second one right there. You see that? Eye, nose, mouth, chin, head. Now, at the mouth is the right eye of this larger face, which is right here. It shows you the hand. I know who this woman genetically is based on these identifiers right there. Now, you want to see something else? Now, you were wondering what was she doing with her hand? Well, she shows you how there's a reptilian altering. Where you at here? She shows you a reptilian ancestor that you do not know. But notice how her hand is holding up a reptilian-like creature right here. Look at the hand now. See this reptilian-like creature right there in her hand? Can you see that? You see that, people? It shows you the genetic altering of our Asian people and how they genetically altered themselves from their African ancestor. And I can tell you his genetics were done. Now, but hold on, and said that it gets better. Now, if this is the case of everything that I'm saying, then, again, and it is, of course, I assure you, then we would be able to see more. I should be able to show you more. And I'm telling you, notice that the black woman, I got to speed up some too. Notice that the black woman, or the African woman, is covered over. All of these women's got their breasts out. Except for the African woman. You know why? Because she is coveted in the cocktail of being genetically bridged over. So it's telling you that this woman is genetically closed down. That's why she's covered over. It's not okay to drink her breast milk, in other words. However, it's okay to touch her genetically. Genetically, she emerged from her genetically. She is closed. Look at this as a closed casket. Look at this as shut down, bridged over, left behind. And reemerges. And this is she is carrying a brand new flower from the tree of life. From our African ancestor. That's what this is telling us. And this is the reason why this woman of color, that of almost my color, to be totally honest with you, is not showing her breasts. Her days of being fertile are over. Fertile is over. It's this woman's turn. It's this Asian woman's turn now. She picked up the torch. Left a black genetic part of her behind. And that's what this is actually stating. Now, is this true? Is there more proof do I have to offer? Of course, because there's no end to this. Now, these are on these cave paintings that are left behind. And again, if you look at the wall, you'll see erasures on the back wall, because the idiots that came here and did a legal exploration of this place, which again I must blame the Britons for doing, the British government, or those behind the British government, that actually those officers that came here and the others that explored this, they destroyed these cave paintings, altered them. But thanks to their stupidity in doing so, they still left behind evidence of it all. And that's on the wall through the erasures, which actually can still be seen. And I'm going to show you something else. And and in the multidimensional images, because the same beings that created the outside created the inside, and these multidimensional images appear. Now, this is a cave paintings, and these are from the 5th century AD, Sri Lanka. Now, remember when I told you that our ancestors have a multidimensional sense of awareness? These foods that they're showing, these vegetables and all of that stuff, these flowers and stuff. Look at this. These plates handling. Look at this green woman, like the green, like the Wicked Witch in the Wizard of Oz. Like she's giving a apple to this woman. You see this plate that she's having? See, I know that this woman is carrying the genetics of the mother of creation, and I know which genetics they are. She's being green is representing our reptilian ancestor. Now, she's been bridged over, and the cocktail of the bridging that she underwent, she sacrificed her body, in other words. She's telling you now that she's given it to this woman. And another genetic intervention, periodic genetic intervention, which again I told you every 400 or 500 years they go through that, and it's showing you what genetics she's given her. Well, you're saying, How? How is this possible? What's going on? Well, if you look at the plate, you will see that this is showing you what was done. Here, let me show you close up. Because the idiots that erased these, the message behind here has no idea that anything that's being said back here, there's a confirmation of it in the images. And this is why our ancestors were so clever. Our ancestors were more clever and brighter than we were. Look at the plate when you Google this image now. And that is what is there. It shows you a genetically altered black gene. Let me take this back. You see, people? You see that? There's a face. And just as sure as everything, when you Google this image, you'll see the lips, the chin, the nose, and the eye. And it's showing you how they were bridged over our black ancestor and how these genes were subsequently broken down. It's the watering down of a strong presence of our African gene through a time that later calls for the creation of the Sri Lankan-like people, likenesses and cultures. And this is what they were doing. They genetically knew how to alter themselves. And this explains the dramatic change from our ape and black ancestor, our African ancestor, to that of these different versions of people and culture groups on these continents. See the face there? But hold on though, but it still gets better. It still gets better because I know how they did it. You know what I mean? I know how they done it. So, in these multi-dimensional images, remember I said that all of these erasures and this, I showed you the image of the horse. Is that here? Remember when I told you, see the plate? You see that? You see this woman plucking flowers and all of that? Let me call your attention. You see her bracelet? Look at her bracelet. Cleverly goes off into her nipple, showing you a bridging. Then look back here and look at how her hair comes down into this plate of seemingly flowers. You see that? You see all of this? I forget what they call those flowers too. They have they use them in Egyptian too. I forget the name. It's something flower. I forgot what they call it. But anyway, the lotus flower or something like that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know my flowers. I got to do more research and all. I'm going through my paranormal experience and encounters. Still don't know the name of these flowers. I guess that's where I need my experts at. But anyway, it's showing you that she takes genetically and bridges over herself genetically. Look, see that, people? Look, see that going into her breast, and it shows you that she's genetically bridged over again with that of reptilian genetics, and it shows us what's being done. Now, the idiots that erased all of this back here, and remember I showed you the horse because, look, you can still see the horse. Let me see if I can draw that horse head for you upside down. I'm going to see if I can get it for you upside down. Look, in front of your face. Look, I'm coming over the bridge of the nose of the horse, right there. Let me see if I can draw this horse here. Like a piece of hair or something there, and the horse's mane, ears, and stuff. Look, I'm messing up here because I'm drawing it upside down. But look, coming around. There's the horse coming around the horse's back. Now check this out. I'm gonna draw this horse upside down now because I wanna. Let me see. Let me see if we can get this horse in here. I'm upside down, people, so bear with me, and it's hard for me to see. If it was down flat, that's a horse nostril right there. Look, coming underneath. I know the horse mouth is there, but I can't really see it from this upside down position. But look, I'm coming underneath the horse's chin. Oh shoot, I just went off a line there. But anyway, you get the picture, right? And then check this out, people. Look. Oh, you know what? It's like a unicorn horse. I didn't even see that now. Now I see that. Look, check this out. It's like a unicorn horse. Look. Because I see, hold on, See the unicorn? See that right there? I didn't even see that at first, but now I can look. There's a point right there. See that? Look. And then there's the eye and all that. Look at this, people. Look at the line, the defining feature. Look, it's a unicorn. That's what the hell that is. Look. See that, Sri Lanka? My gift to you on YouTube. Look at that. That's what was removed from the image. And then they're coming around the horse's neck and all that back here. You see that? Look at that. A perfect head of a horse that was removed. A unicorn. Now, check this out, though. It gets better. I'm going to leave you with that and all. But check this out. I like doing things like that. And I drew that upside down, so it was kind of tough there. But anyway. This plate doesn't represent food or her plucking flowers. This plate represents genetics. So, what genetics are they talking about? Reptilian, ape, and our ancestor, which I know about, which I can genetically link it. So I got to start tying this video up too, by the way. So, the people that made these paintings had a multi-dimensional sense of awareness. So they can make these paintings with the encryptions already inside, because they know that someone or something may alter these images, which happens. And this is why I just had showed you that. Now, but check this out. Let me show you. Look at this plate. Can you see faces in that plate? Can you see the faces in that plate? You really have to have a multi-dimensional sense of awareness. There's an ape there. There's an ape. There's a witch-like woman who's the mother of creation. And it shows you that the ape is taking in reptilian genetics in its mouth right there. That's that stringy object right there. It shows you an ape. And then plus it has these two genetics. The woman's image is here and the ape's image combined. And it shows you that there's an exchange genetically, and that's why you see this stuff running up this woman's back right here. It represents a genetic uplink and downlink with these genes. Now, what are their faces? You want me to show them to you? Sure. I'm going to start closing this video off too, because I'm going in for too long. There's the faces right there. This face is in the plate. This is a chin. There's a mouth. There's a nose, there's an eye, and look, our reptilian ancestors are shown, and it's showing you a genetic exchange, and I know who these people are, these ancient people are. See the face in the plate right there? I highlighted it for you. I pencil highlighted that face for you. Look, otherwise you would not be able to see it. These concealments are all genetic references of who we are. Asian people, I can tell you who you are. And you can thank the British for coming in and trying to destroy that. Gave you a line when you have a reptile there. That would surely throw you off, wouldn't it? Because if you seen a reptile there, you would know how you came reptilian. Now, in this redness, there are multi-dimensional faces. I'm going to point out to you on my last thing, the ape's face, and then the mother of creation. Now I'm going to bring this in real close. Let me see if I can get this in close enough for you to see. Can you see the ape's face there? There's an ape eye, ape's mouth open. It shows you he's taking in reptilian genetics over top of the ape. It might be a little too close. It's also in resolution too, people, that you have to look how good that face looks right there. Now you can see the cheekbone. Look at the face on the plate. Look at that. You see that? Well, this is an ape's face representing the ape's blood. Now check this out, people, because it gets more complicated. It's not just an ape's face there. You see this woman's face right here, who I dub as the mother of creation, right here? Notice that in the ape's face, her face is there again. There, I'm coming around her chin, coming around underneath her chin. And notice that the ape's right eye is also dubbed as her mouth. And then there's her nose, and then there's her eye, and then it shows you these genetics in transition being exchanged. It represents a bloodline of that of our reptilian and ape ancestor, and it's shown there. So look, people, it's not just one image, two image. It's multi-dimensional images that bleed together, that run together, that creates a genetic grail to who we are, in bloodlines, in semen, and all. I can do this in anything. Look at the plate, people, close up. From this, people, an unrecognizable thing of image. Look at this. Unrecognizable. Unrecognizable until now. You see that? Through my multidimensional sense of awareness, I can show everybody who they genetically are. That is what mattered the most to our ancient ancestors, who they genetically were. I'm telling you that this place, this location, this sacred place was altered. There's no way that no one can explain or even try to defend why this place was discovered by this British officer in 18 what? I lost it here. In 18, I forgot the... well, anyway, in 18 something, and then it wasn't until 60 years later that an archaeological expedition was actually performed on the place. If I'm accusing them of altering that place, then surely I stand on better legs than they do to say, oh, here's an image of that place up in the air, people. This to give you an idea how high up in the air that place is. Look, it's up here. Up here. That's how high that place is in the air, concealed. So, I'm telling you the reason why it took 59 years after this place was initially found for them to let scientists in there to actually do some type of half-ass archaeological findings here, is because it took 59 years for them to undo all of the stone structures, deface them, and cart away the evidence of factual evidence of who these people of this area really were and how they had a genetic intelligence to alter themselves. So it took them 59 years from the time that this place was initially found by that British officer to carry down all of the wealth and knowledge. Well, there was probably riches and golds as well too, because this is how all of these ancient power what do you call them powers? Superpowers got what they got in the first place, because they went globally and took it all. So imagine this ancient officer, this officer running up on this place in the 18th century, and then turning around, and what was there? It took 59 years for a team of experts to get up there, and then they were only limited to do but so much. What in the hell do you think happened then? These people had free reign to enjoy themselves and to do whatever they wanted to do up there and bring down. It took 59 years to undo that history that these people had actually put there. And they still didn't get it right, because now, even after they erased the walls in the background and left these perverted images to disillusionize people, say, hey, you know what, they're too beautiful to erase. And I'm sure somewhere in mind, these ancient ancestors of ours said, you know what, we're going to put these here. They knew that they would do that. Oh, there's another image. I'm going to have to do that. Oh, before it. In her hand. Let me find the image in the hand before I actually close this out. There's one more image that I want you to see. If I can find it. Where's that hand image? Watch me wait. I seen an image on the hand somewhere, and I probably here. I have it here. Here's one more gift to you, Asian people. Where's that head at? I gotta. Oh, here you go. Those British officers had no. Oh, you see the face there that I gave you? Look at that, people. You see that? You want to see something else? You see how it's taken in one hand? I'm going to show you how they were altered. Go to our other hand over here. Go. Where's this woman's hand at? You see how she has her hand out as being receiving that? You see that? Receiving? Let me show you what her other hand looks like that she took out. Everything that is here is shown altered right there. You see that? In her hand. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring you up a face because it shows you genes or genetics. And I'm going to bring the face up. Where can I get that face at? Hold on. These are multi-dimensional images, people. That's why I'm doing all of this. Hold on. I got to bring it back out again so I can find it. There's actually 3 faces or 4 faces in one. And I just want to bring up one to show you. Oh, right here. I want to bring up the one because there's like 4 or 5 faces, multi-dimensional faces right there. Where are we at? Where's my finger? Right. Look at the face right there, people. Now there are, I'm telling you that there's 4 faces in there. But look at this. Bottom lip, top lip, eye, and it gets better than that. Am I in too close? I might be in too close for you to realize that. And the reason why this is so hard for me to find is because it has multi-dimensional. I gotta sneeze. Oh, I gotta go. I'm going over a minute. Excuse me. I gotta end this video because I'm going over my time. The hand holds the secret to what was altered right there. And this is the reason why these multi-dimensional images exist. My name is Gerone Wright. You're watching my Geronification channel, and I hope this video goes because I'm over time. I gotta end it here. Thank you.